Hello and welcome to TraceCloud. This is a brief video on how you can use TraceCloud's global search and replace functionality. The use case here is you have a project and you have a lot of business requirements or functional requirements. And while defining them, you used, say, a certain term. And over time, your group has decided to rename the term to something else. So instead of going to each and every individual requirement and modifying it, how could you achieve the same effect in bulk? So for example, let's say I go to my business requirements. You're already familiar with report and bulk edit, which is a reporting system. And you can apply filter criteria out here if you want to. You could say, get me everything with the word, say for example, bulk edit in its name. Okay. Or you can apply any other filter criteria that suits your needs. In this case, I don't need to apply filter criteria. I can just simply just say, get me all my business requirements that exist in this folder. So this brings me back probably about 122 of them. And as I go through these, I see, yeah, I've used the word documented procedures in the name and description. I can select all my requirements, or I can select only one requirement at a time. In this case, I'll do it to one. Let me go ahead and change that. So I could say replace exact text or ignore case. I have that option. I can do this only in the requirement name or description, or requirement name and description. And I want to change documented procedures to defined steps, for example. Okay, I'm going to run the update. When this requirement comes back for me, you'll see, for example, formal defined steps. It was documented procedures earlier. Again, I changed in the description also. So to confirm that, I go to the requirement. Yes, it has changed it. And if I go to, for example, my previous versions of the requirement, when I go further down, let's just say the latest version, number 5, has formal defined steps in the name and description. The previous one had formal documented procedures. So I showed you how you could do this for one requirement, but if you want to do this in bulk, it's the same process, but instead of selecting one requirement, you select all the requirements that the report came back with. So I select all the requirements. For example, if I want to change any occurrence of log on, for example, to sign on, I say look for, ignore the case this time, in name and description. If you see log on, it could be lowercase, uppercase, doesn't matter, right? Log on, change it to sign on. It'll go through all the requirements that I've selected and search each and every name and description, look for the word in lowercase or uppercase, log on, and if it sees that, it will change it to sign on. In this case, you could see attempts to sign on has been achieved. By the way, if that requirement didn't have the exact string, it won't even touch that, so versions will not change. For example, it probably didn't even impact this requirement because it did not have the word log on in that. Hope you like this feature, and this makes the system more useful for you. If you have any questions, please send a mail to support@tracecloud.com or Nathan@tracecloud.com. Thank you. Bye-bye.